Hi guys, this is regarding all-time high-scoring topics under income tax, where if you're ready to spend another 30 hours for deep revision of the following topics. I know some of you are in the last moment, you are not getting confidence for the January exam, hardly 10 to 12 days ahead. We are just 10 days away from the January exams. So, what at last moment you can take a call so that you will not lose the attempt, so that for sure you can go and write the exam and attempt minimum for 30 to 35 marks of income tax paper. Remember, which is income tax is only 50 marks paper. Just give one last try. Don't leave it. Sir, I'm not well prepared for January. I'm gonna leave it. No, don't leave. You already know the subject little bit, right? You already attended coaching class, right? Do this one last try. 30 hours on income tax if you spend in the next 5 6 days before you start accounting exam. Mark my word, guys, you are going to attempt an income tax for sure 30 to 35 marks perfectly. Just what is required from you is 30 hours of deep revision time. So, all time high scoring topics I have listed out. Before this, let's talk about how the paper structure is going to be. You know, the paper structure is going to be like first question, you always get a total income question, correct? How the total income question will be: PGBP, house property, capital gains, other sources. And of course, deductions, chapter 6 deductions, set off and carry forward also they might apply, and they will ask you to compute income under default tax regime, optional tax regime, and they will ask you to compute. This question will be for 15 marks. Either PGBP, house property, capital gains, and other sources. That combination will come. Sometimes capital gains may not be included. Only these three might be included. Or predominantly salaries is what the testing point. Remember, in total income, predominant testing point is either PGBP or salaries. Predominant testing point. Getting it? So either PGBP based total income or salary based total income might come. Most of the times, PGBP is what majorly will be asked. Salaries is very least in the total income. Salaries general will be asked with a separate question, 6 marks question. I'll come to it. So 15 marks question will be there. By the way, I am going to upload one more video where what are the top 10 confusing points in the income tax. In fact, that is like a checklist. That is like a alert points. I will make a separate video for it. So stay tuned to this channel. Okay. I will also talk about how to like compute income under default tax regime, optional tax regime, checkpoints. Hardly it's a 15-20 minutes video, guys. But you will fantastically fall in love with the income tax. You will remember that particular video when you're writing the exam also. Just a minute. Yes. So next up. So 15 marks question will come. Then the second question in the general question paper is, if you look at the recent MTPs, RTPs even suggested September 24 paper or May. Second question, either they will it will have two questions. First question will be for 15 marks. Second question will be for 10 marks. Third question will be for 10 marks. Fourth question is also for 10 marks, which is choice. In the fourth question, you will have another 4 marks extra. Fourth question will be for 18 to 20 marks approximately. So total descriptive paper is going to be 50 marks in income tax, where you are supposed to attempt 35 marks. Objective paper is for 15 marks. 7 MCQs they'll give of 2 marks each. 1 MCQ which is of 1 mark. Totally 15 marks. Fine. So the second one is residential status and total income combination question, which is a medium question, which will be from 4 to 6 marks. Another question possibility will be capital gains question will come, which is simple to medium, which is again 4 to 6 marks. Again, third question, if you look at in the upcoming question paper, house property or salary based or both put together based, a small to medium question, 4 to 6 marks, or sometimes even it can be for 8 marks, or sometimes it can be even for 7 marks. And another question will be clubbing and set off, which will be again 4 to 6, or sometimes it can be 3 marks also. Then finally, in the fourth question, TDS, TCS, advanced tax based one question will come, which will be from 3 or 4 or to 7 marks. Then return of income, chapter 6 deductions, and or capital gain, some other question will be there. I am only telling you, sometimes this can be up and down also. Whatever I told in second question, right, that might be asked as a fourth question. Whatever content I told in fourth, that might be asked second. Anyway, I am talking about how 4 different questions will be composing of. This is how the question paper will be. Literally, each and every chapter that is there in your ICA book will be touched in the final examination. Whatever the Jan exams that you are going to write, all the chapters will be tested. Now, What are the chapters that I need to selectively study for 30 hours? Sir, I am ready to invest, sir. I'm ready to listen to your words. I am ready to do 30 hours of deep revision as whatever you tell. Getting it? I want to attempt minimum 30 marks the tax paper, sir. Whether it is MCQ or desk, minimum 30 marks I want to attempt, sir. In GST, I will attempt another 35, 40. By the way, our faculty, Mahamud, sir, we already uploaded all time high scoring topics in GST. Please watch that. Then now, what are the topics that you should? Here, no, what I have chosen is a negative way of explaining this. I've chosen. Ignore these two topics. Capital gains, you ignore. TDS, TCS, advanced tax, you ignore. Rest all other you should revise according to me. And how much time you should revise? That also I've given. You see here. PGBP, spend 5 hours for revision. I will tell you best example. Refer to my marathon. Mark my words, I mean, guys, my marathon which I've uploaded in the September in somewhere around 3-4 months before getting it, which I uploaded based upon my old material. Okay, but still that is very much relevant marathon. Updates, amendments, everything is covered. Open that marathon straight away, and you can just a minute. I'll show you. Yes. If you open YouTube and just type CA Ramashra income tax, you will get one marathon called Part 1 Marathon. If you see
Up
in
to
this marathon,
August.
we have given timestamps
Depending upon
also.
the
We have
old
given
limits,
timestamps. You see,
perquisite value has to
PGBP
be
timestamp is
computed.
given here.
From
Capital
1st
gains,
September,
everything is covered.
as per
Literally
these
everything is
rates,
covered.
the
Only
perquisites
this
have to be
return of
computed.
income
The
chapter alone
perquisite
I
has to be
didn't cover.
computed as per the
Agriculture
new
income
rates.
concept I
What
didn't
are the
cover.
new rates?
And there is a
If
part 2 marathon. For this part 2 is also there. Inside
and
this part
TCS,
2, TDS, TCS, everything is covered.
let's begin the
Literally
concept
whatever
of
I'm covering here,
advanced
everything
tax,
except return of income
TDS,
topic,
and TCS.
everything is covered in the marathon. Believe me, guys, you watch this marathon. Hardly this marathon is going to be part 1 and part 2 put together is going to be some 20 hours, less than 20 hours, hardly 12 plus 6, 18 hours. This marathon income tax, not even 30. You spend this 18 hours and once again open your whatever the book that you're following. Read these provisions once again. Mark my words. You are going to attempt the exam like anything, because in the marathon itself, I'm telling you how different provisions will come. Further, I will come up with another video where I will talk about what are the top 10 elect points in income tax. Like what points you should mainly focus on income tax where it is generally confusing. That video I will give you. So each and every, if you observe, each and every, like for PGBP, 5 hours you need to spend. Salaries, 4 hours you need to spend. House property, 1 hour revision it takes. Chapter selection, 2 hours. Tax computation, margin and relief, surcharge, all the 2 hours you need to spend. AMT provisions, 2 hours you need to spend. Default taxation, 2 hours you need to spend. You are done with the total income problem. Promise. Okay. It all takes 18 hours. 18 hours means what again? Watching the relevant marathon as per my marathon video, plus reading it once again thoroughly. That is called a deep revision. Then other sources, set off and carry forward, clubbing. You these three put together take 5 hours time. Residential status, return of income takes 5 hours time, 4 hours time, 5 marks. And totally minimum. This is a minimum weightage I'm telling you. Sometimes it can be entire 50 out of 50 also. Entire 50 out of 50 paper you can attempt, but minimum you can attempt pakka 30 marks. Minimum 30 marks. Promise, guys, I am telling you, pakka 45 marks will come from these topics. Pakka 45 books, because capital gains and TDS TCS only eliminated. Capital gains weightage is sometimes 6 marks to 8 marks. TDS TCS will be some 4 to 6 marks. If I eliminate them, pakka 40 marks minimum you can attempt. But on a conservative note, to give you a reasonable assurance, minimum 30 marks will come without a doubt. Where if you spend 30 hours of deep revision from now after watching this video, make up your mind, make up your mind, and go ahead with this 30 hours. Then you decide whether to leave this attempt or not. Until the last moment, you should try your best. You should never withdraw from the game in between. Until the last moment, you should try. That's it. All the very best. Wait for my video on top 10 confusing points in the income tax. Okay.